The controversial Trinity guardrail system is now undergoing safety retesting in San Antonio. The Federal Highway Administration ordered those tests of the ET Plus after a jury found the Dallas-based company defrauded the government for failing to disclose design changes.
This safety device is also the subject of several injury and death cases right here in the state of Texas. Becky Oliver is back with us. She has new information on the testing and why some believe it may not answer all of the safety questions about that guardrail device. Becky.
Well, the federal government has promised a thorough investigation into the safety device, but there are serious questions about what is actually being tested and if Trinity altered the device again. Trinity denies that allegation. Meanwhile, here in the Metroplex, there are questions about our own state transportation department and if TxDOT is doing enough to keep our highways safe. What's it look like, Josh?
It's a 4-inch from what I can tell. Just hang on here. Let me walk over there and take a look at it.
We're rolling up on another guardrail crash site in South Dallas. Josh Harmon immediately gets to work.
It's a 4-inch. You can see where it buckled up in there.
You'd think after the multi-million-dollar jury verdict in his whistleblower suit, Harmon might relax a bit.
This one here, it's under 15 now.
But it's just the opposite. He goes nowhere without his measuring devices.
1.00.
He's concerned the horrific crashes here in Texas, where the guardrail impaled the vehicle, will continue if the government doesn't change its ways. Take this accident for an example in Fort Worth. Just last month, the vehicle ended up on top of the guardrail. That day, Fox 4 got to the accident scene and photographed the twisted metal. The guardrail looked like it locked up. Fast forward, a few days later, we document the exact same ET Plus back out on the highway.
This should have never been reused. So you got your support bar deformed, your plates deformed.
In October, the Texas Department of Transportation, or TxDOT, announced it would discontinue using the Trinity ET Plus on new installations. And the state confirmed to Fox 4 that included crashes where the system was damaged.
Any deformation, you can see this whole plate.
So why is this end terminal back out on the road? TxDOT told Fox 4 the head was not replaced because it wasn't damaged.
So you've lost your support here, your angle of your breaker bar is compromised.
Harmon examined it and says no way.
Your welds are broke.
Irresponsible on TxDOT's part to put this back out?
Absolutely irresponsible. They made a commitment to the private and public they wouldn't put any more of these out, and here sets one.
We also came up on a crew working to replace another guardrail system in Fort Worth. The installer had an ET Plus on the flatbed, but when Fox 4 started asking questions about what was being put out, a TxDOT employee told the installer to put it in the back of his pickup, and he took it away. TxDOT confirmed the installer was not supposed to be using the ET Plus. This week, the retesting of the Trinity ET Plus continues in San Antonio at the Southwest Research Institute. The Federal Highway Administration ordered 8 tests after the verdict.
Yeah, just nothing recording, no phone, nothing like that.
Only 2 journalists were allowed to observe the testing, but they could not take any pictures or video. The first test used a pickup truck that hit the guardrail at a 15-degree angle.
There was nothing remarkable about the test. From the people who were out there witnessing it, they witnessed the test. It looked like it passed and moved exactly as you would expect it to.
A second test on Tuesday was a head-on collision with a pickup truck. That test and a third on Wednesday appeared to show the device working as designed. No one from the media or from Harmon's camp was allowed to measure the testing devices, and the government is not releasing the weldment drawings. Trinity says the product represents what's out on the highway today, but Harmon believes Trinity altered the design again several years ago and questions exactly what is being tested.
This is a newer model.
He showed us locations around the Metroplex where he's taken measurements and claims a third version of the ET Plus is out on our Texas highways.
This one here, you don't know what's going to happen.
Trinity says not true. There are not multiple versions of the ET Plus.
I haven't got a dog in the fight.
This installer didn't want us to show his face. He says he's been installing the ET Plus end terminal for years.
My major concern is that what is being tested now, what that's going to tell us is that whatever is being tested is either safe or unsafe. but what's on the road?
The FHWA says it will not make any decisions about the ET Plus until all tests are complete and the data is analyzed. And the government is looking into whether there are different versions of the ET Plus on the highway. Harmon says the FHWA promised a thorough investigation and transparency with these tests, and he doesn't believe the driving public is getting it.
It makes no rational sense. Why aren't they allowing other engineers to evaluate and look at what they're testing? Should be completely transparent. What are they trying to hide?
Now, Harmon wants a recall of the Trinity product and says he won't stop until he gets it. The judge in the whistleblower case has ordered all sides to mediation by the end of the year, so there could be new developments there. We'll keep you posted.
All right, Becky, you showed us the accident in Fort Worth involving the ET and the truck that kind of ended up on, the car ended up on top of it, flipped. Have there been any other accidents since the trial and you know, monitoring what these accidents entailed? What do we know?
As you recall, the feds came out and asked all the states to start monitoring the performance of the ET Plus, paying particular attention to the crashes. TxDOT turned over the spreadsheet to us. It shows 28 impacts since the trial, but there's no information here at all about the severity of the accidents, if there was any injuries. There's a category right here that asks if the rail penetrated the vehicle.
That's the whole thing right there, right?
But it says unknown over and over and over and over again, which makes us question how much monitoring is really going on.
Right, because the deaths are caused by penetration of the vehicle.
And we have all these unknowns.
If they're not checking that, I get you.
Hard to make a decision.
Hard to make a decision. Becky Oliver, thank you.